Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our 21-day series. You are currently in the second session, which is day 22, but it's for new people as well as people who've already joined for the first block of 21 days. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. We shall go through all the things that we mentioned in the first block and just go a little bit more in depth. My name is Sia. I'm joining you here as the MC and musician for tonight from the United States in Texas. And I'm very overjoyed to have you all on board to learn how to meditate according to the teachings of, you can see the lady in the picture, Shri Mataji, Nirmala Devi, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga meditation, a meditation technique that has all of the volunteers here helped us very, very much to go deeper, to go thoughtless, and is always free of charge. So we have a lovely team here online who is supporting this program from all over Europe and even parts of America to get it running in all different languages. So stay with us and try it out. What is session 2 about? Session 2 will give us a little bit more information on the topics we touched in session 1, in the first block of 21 days. We will all meditate together. It doesn't matter if you're here for the first time. It's all easy guided meditations, and all you just do is try to join, keep an open mind and open heart, and see where it leads you. We will review certain things and go a little bit deeper into the topics, and there is a lot of information that you can access on our website, which we're going to show you a little bit more in detail later on. If you're here for the very first time or continuing, you can, in the very end of the program, join something we call a breakout room. These are Sahaja Yoga practitioners who've been doing this for a while and who are happy to help you with any question you have. And it's usually one-to-one, maybe sometimes two people, and you can meditate together or you can have a conversation. It's up to you. We also have course materials and all the recordings of the previous sessions on the website. So if you would want to, you can revisit day 1, day 2 in your own sweet time. Or alternatively, you can always check out your local Sahaja Yoga meditation programs in your area. There are websites, simple Google to find your local meetings, which again are free of charge. We have another thing set up for all of you, which is requesting a mentor. Keep an eye on the chat. In the chat will be lots of links posted and email addresses. So what we have here, the mentorship program, is that a mentor is assigned to you and you can arrange a time with the mentor to meet online and discuss or meditate together, similar to the breakout room, just a little bit more individual. Currently we have today topic central energy channel, the central energy channel, and we learn a new technique which is very exciting. It's called giving abundance. More to that later. Our agenda today is very similar to how the program usually runs, is that we have two presenters. We have a wonderful led meditation in the beginning by Nicholas from the UK, followed by a video excerpt of a speech of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji, which is about 10 minutes long, followed by some silent meditation and music. And after that, the second part of the meditation to go deeper, to take the opportunity of the experience through the music, through the speech, and see what happens with me now, right? So this is the second part of the meditation, followed by quick announcements and Q&A, question and answer, and breakout rooms. That's what's going to happen today. So enough said, I would love to invite all my co-presenters now into the room. Let's get to know them. We have Nicholas from the UK and we have Fadwa from the UK as well. Hello everyone, how are you?
Good evening.
Hello.
Good to see you. You've all been meditating for a while. Nicholas, would you like to go first, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit what this meditation means to you?
Sure. So, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Nicholas from the UK. I'm currently in Cyprus at the moment. So, yeah, I'm enjoying the sun here. Although I've heard in the UK it's also been sunny. So, yeah, it's lovely to be a part of this evening, and also to be sharing this meditation because it's something that's really transformed my life and made me more peaceful. And being able to share it and connect with people around the world is just a lovely thing. So, very happy to be here.
Wonderful. Looking forward to your meditation. And Fadwa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Good evening. Yes, I'm Fedwa. I'm from Canterbury in the United Kingdom. I work as a part-time architect and I'm a mother of three. And I've been meditating for a good while, over 20 years, and it has also transformed my life remarkably, just through just seeing oneself sort of changing over the years, developing qualities that one always wished for and things like that. So I hope that you've been finding these changes manifesting in yourselves and that we can help you develop them further during this program.
Wow.
Hope you enjoy
Wonderful
it.
introduction. I love it. This is so true. We're developing qualities in us that spontaneously, which means Sahaj, come out. Sahaj means spontaneous. And sorry, I do have to make a reference to the waiting music again, because this lovely pianist must be my dear friend from Indonesia, who, if you may have noticed, improvises all this piano music. He just sits there and his hands are flying across the keyboard, obviously based on a lot of knowledge, but he just improvises, and improvisation and spontaneity is a big element in Sahaja Yoga meditation. So welcome everyone, and I'm handing over to Nicholas for our meditation. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much, Sia. I'm going to be doing an initial meditation with you all. We're going to be using a foot soak. So just if you haven't got one ready, we will need a bucket with some water in it. We'll pour some salt into that, and then have a towel ready to wash your feet after you place it in, and also something to pour to sort of rinse your feet after. So there you go. If you haven't got that handy, that's what we will use in the first meditation that we'll do with me right now. Um, right. So basically, this second portion is about establishing our self-realization. We in everyday life, we might not be aware of how things affect us. We don't understand this subtle system of ours that we are being introduced to in this meditation. And if you don't have the tools when you first get to your self-realization, what I mean by that is have this energy rise up within you and start flowing and changing your life in a subtle way. If you don't have that subtlety, that sensitivity, then it can be hard to sort of feel the effects, and it takes time. You know, not everyone can get um, to feel the effects straight away, but what we would like to do in the second part is to establish that sensitivity, establish the feeling in our subtle system, and really become the masters of our own being so that we can decode how things affect us in everyday life. And really, this meditation brings a new awareness. When you meditate, you go beyond the mind into a state of thoughtless awareness. And so, for those that are new, really, that is in everyday life, something that we try to achieve thoughtless awareness, where we bring our attention and we keep it in the space above our head, and we are just meditating in a silent way. We can use certain tools to help us, and we'll go into that later on. But really, silent meditation is what can bring us that real peace. And from there, if we can establish that in everyday life, we can then start to bring this new awareness into our lives and change certain things that may not be helping us. So really enjoy this newfound discovery of yours. It helped me so much in my life. So throughout these next 21 days, we're going to be going through all these different techniques to help us. What we can do is, I think we should go into our foot soak. But just before we do that, for those that have been meditating with us before, you might know what this is. We're going to give ourselves, we're raise our energy, and we're going to give ourselves a protection or a bandana. So we'll do this all together. And for those that haven't done this before, I'll make it very clear. We have our left hand out in front of us, and with our right hand, we're going to rotate it sort of outwards and over around our hand, and we're going to bring this up together, up to the top of the head, and we're going to tie a knot. And then we're going to bring this, so this starts at the base of the spine, bring this up again. So you see, I'm just rotating my right hand, bringing up my left, tying two knots. And then we're going to be bringing this up again a third time, tying three knots. Just try and keep your attention where your hands are. And then we do what we call a bandhan or a protection. And this is sort of an arc over our body, starting with our right hand on the left side, bringing it over and coming back. And that counts as one. And we do that 7 times. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so that's something we can do at the start of every meditation that we do, whether we are in a foot soak or we're doing different techniques, just to start off, or if we're just in silent meditation, we can just start off by raising our Kundalini, giving ourselves a bandhan. Okay, so let's hop into our foot soak. Hopefully, it's got salt in it. So we can just go ahead and place our feet in there. And what we're going to do together, we're going to meditate on this central channel. So we have 3 channels. And what we can do is bring our attention to this central channel, and we'll place our right hand on different parts of our being and just say something silently within. And try and do this with full conviction. And if we do that with our full attention, usually things work out in a beautiful way. Okay? So we can start off by having our back straight, having our hands on our laps with our palms facing upwards, like so. We just place it on our lap. And let's start by taking a few deep breaths. Regulating our breathing really helps to just calm us down, forget about the struggles of the day, bring our attention within. So let's go through the 7 centers. First of all, we can place our hand, just actually hover it or bring it to the base of where the torso meets the hips. And we're basically bringing our attention to this first energy center, so the center of our innocence. Let's just ask for innocence straight away. Let's say, please instill innocence within me. It's also the center of our wisdom. So let's say that. Please give me wisdom. And now let's go up to our second center, the center of our creativity. And here, let's ask it to be creative, to allow this energy to awaken, this creative energy within us. I wish to be creative. Now let's bring our hand up to where our navel is. And this is our third center. And this is where our sense of peace and satisfaction can manifest within us. So with all these affirmations, let's just wish for this to take place within our being. And the power of our desire is so strong. So let's just say, please make me peaceful. Please make me satisfied. And now let's go up to our heart. And here is the center of our sense of safety, our sense of security. And when this is rotating in a nice way, we feel that confidence and that fearlessness. So let's say, I wish to be safe. I wish to be and feel secure. Now let's go up to our center of communication, the fifth center, which is basically at the bottom of the neck. And here we can ask for sweet communication and diplomacy. Please make my words sweet. And now let's bring our hand up to our sixth center. So this is basically the center of the forehead. With our palm, we can just place our palm there. This is our center of our forgiveness. So we have any things that are still within us from the past. It might feel hard to forgive, but we can only move forward if we do forgive everyone and everything. So don't think about any situation in the past. Just place your hand here and let's just, with an open heart now, let's just say, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And finally, we can place our hand on the top of our head. And this, our seventh center, the center that integrates all the others and where the energy rises out. And we can feel potentially a cool or warmth above our head. And we'll definitely get into that in these 21 days. But for now, you can just massage your scalp a little bit. We can say, please establish my self-realization. Or if you're new for the first time, please give me my self-realization. we can just bring our hand up there. We'll spend the next few moments in silence. If we can close our eyes if we haven't done so already. We're just going to keep our attention in this space above our head. Lovely. So what we can do is when we're ready, we can rinse our feet and use the water that we have beside us and dry them and get out of this foot soak. So let's do that. There we go. Yeah, we'll empty it later. So let's get that out of the way. We can leave our bucket there. And hopefully that's a nice little introduction to the start to this evening, and we'll go into a more deeper meditation in the second section. But right now, let's listen to a talk of Shri Mataji. As Sia said, the lady in the photograph, the founder of this meditation. Shri Mataji traveled around the world giving thousands of talks and inspiration to many, because she was able to bring these ancient tools into an accessible manner for us in our everyday lives, in order to essentially reach a state of bliss, of peace in everyday life, and shed light really on our deeper system and everything that comes with it. So we're really indebted to Shri Mataji for showing us. So she's done many talks, and this one will be an excerpt of a talk that she has held. Okay.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, we have to understand that truth is what it is. We cannot conceptualize it. We cannot organize it, and we cannot use it for our own purposes. Moreover, with the blinkers on both the sides like a horse, with all our conditionings, we cannot find the truth. We have to be free people. We have to be open-minded people, like scientists, to see for ourselves what is the truth. If somebody preaches something, professes something, says something, is not to be accepted blindfolded. As I told you yesterday, that the essence of all the religions is to find the eternal and to treat the transitory in its own understanding and in its own limitations. That's why we have lost our balance. If we are really the people who want to know the truth, we have to know that at human awareness we cannot know it. It becomes a concept. You have to have the spiritual awareness, but spiritual awareness is a state of your being, where you become the spirit. Again the word I'll say become is not artificially certifying somebody that now you have become a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim, you become anything. Because you may be a Muslim, Christian, Hindu, anything, you can commit any sin. You can do anything that is wrong. Nothing from inside is going to stop you. So all these things have become so much outward that now there are people who have started saying there is no God, there is nothing like religion, which is not true. First of all, when we say there is nothing or there is not God, we should find out. Have we been able to find out about it, or just in our ego we are saying there is no God? Have we been able to work it out to see if there is God or not? You do not judge God by the people who talk about God. Anybody can talk about God because they think there's no law that can catch them. They can talk against Him, they can talk for Him, they can do the way they like. They can even make money by talking against God and against all the prophets. That's a very good way of making money, blackmailing. But does that mean that whatever is written is a Bible? Or whatever is black and white is to be taken that seriously? So first of all, we have to be little independent, to be free, to know that if you have to know the spirit, as they said, know thyself, then you have to know it on your central nervous system. As I can feel this is cold or hot, you have to feel the divine power which is all pervading, which is the truth, which manifests the truth because it is the love of God. You have to first feel it on your central nervous system, which is the Bodha. Now one may say that in the West we have advanced so much, all right, we have gone too far with everything. But if you see, when we started with science, what have we produced? Hydrogen bomb, atom bomb, all kinds of devils sitting on our heads. You take to any enterprise that we take, we go to extremes. There is no balance. Any mental projection is linear. It moves in one line and then recoils back, and then you are shocked. Now you have got acid rain, you produced machinery, all right. Machinery is for you, you are not for machinery. And thus there is no balance between you and the machinery, no balance between you and the science. It's just like going amok with anything that you get into your hand. And this balance you can only have when you become the spirit. You see beautiful chandeliers here, beautifully made, but unless and until there is light, what is the meaning of these chandeliers? Nothing. In the same way, if you do not have the light of the Spirit shining in your attention, you will not know your meaning. Like this instrument. Unless and until it is connected to the mains, it is useless. Unless and until we are connected to the mains, we do not know the Absolute. And that's why all these problems are there. Now, when I am talking about this instrument which lies within us, one has to again know that this is the knowledge of the roots. And to know the knowledge of the roots, you have to become a subtler personality. With a gross mind, you cannot see it. To become the subtler personality, minimum of minimum, you have to know that so far you have not known the roots. If you had known, there would be no problem. But there's something has gone wrong somewhere. In every human enterprise, even in religions, that's why today we find this kind of a farce going on. And what is gone wrong is that we have to seek the eternal. Maybe it might look little different. For example, Buddha and Mahavira did not talk about God at all. I also did not talk about God for 4 years, at least 3 years. As soon as you talk of God, again people start jumping. When can we become God? This is the first question. So first you become the self, the first step. That's why they did not talk. They said first you become yourself. Unless and until you have your eyes, how can you see the colors? So first have your eyes. It is for your benevolence that you better get what you deserve. What is your own? It's your birthright as a human being to become the Spirit. That is what Sahaja Yoga is. Saha means with and Jai is born. Born with you is the right. To get this yoga is the union with the Divine.
So let's leave our hands open on our lap, like bowls ready to receive, and bring our attention inside so that in a thoughtless state we can connect to our true self, and we can observe if we feel maybe a cool breeze on our hands. But for just a minute, let's be in absolute silence and keep our attention right here where Nicholas was telling us, above this last energy center with our attention. And if thoughts are coming, to say not now, gently, not now. with our left hand stretched. Let's see if we can feel something coming out of our head. A couple of inches, centimeters above the head. Let's see if there's a cool or warm breeze coming out. And let's keep that thoughtless state. And we can switch the hand and see if there's a difference. Once we receive our self-realization, then this Kundalini energy penetrates this center, and I can feel an initial warm, maybe later cool breeze come out. So the music I play for you now is not a concert. This is for you to use the arts as a medium to bypass your thoughts and just go inside. Just relax. You can close your eyes, keep your hands open, and just enjoy the flow of the music as something that gets you into meditation. No need to overthink anything at all. Silence in my mind. Finally, silence in my mind. Finally, Joy in my heart, finally, finally, joy in my heart, finally, finally, love, love, love in this world at last. Love, love, love in this world at last. Silence in my mind, silence in my mind, silence.
We can enjoy this beautiful silent state. Thank you, Sia, for that breathtaking music. So soothing. So just keep our attention lightly above our head, no effort. And if any thoughts come, we just say, not now. And then we can take our right hand and bring it to just in front of the base of our spine. And just raise our Kundalini slowly with our right hand. And just bring it to the top of the head. We can touch Sahasrara and keep going beyond. And just do that a few times. And then we can bring our right hand and place it on our heart, on the left side of our chest. And just connect with our spirit, remembering that I am just the pure spirit. I am not these thoughts, not this body, not any emotions, not this intellect or any conditioning. I am just that pure spirit, just that essence, that constant within myself. That's all I really am. And when that spirit comes into our attention, then all the thoughts, they just wither away. There's no space for them. So we just take the time to allow it to manifest, to be there with our spirit. Where nothing else comes between ourselves and our spirit, our essence. And then we can take our hand up to our Sahasrara, right to the top of our head. And we press down, stretch out the fingers, and just massage the scalp in a clockwise direction. And just ask again, Mother, please establish my self-realization. Establish my knowledge of myself and my connection to the whole, my connection to this all-pervading power, which is what this yoga is, this union with this all-pervading power. And we can just slowly extend our right hand above our head. Hopefully we can feel this cool breeze. Don't worry if you don't. And just keep our attention up there, floating up there very lightly, no effort. And bring the right hand back down. And let's use our left hand. Bring it to the top of our head again. And extend the arm. And just keep our attention floating up there for a few minutes. Bring the hands back down. We put no effort. We really surrender all effort. Again, if there are any thoughts, not now, not now. This is the time for myself. I'm not going to engage with anything else. Just the present, just the peace. And let's just bring our hands a bit higher up now to the level of the chest, still open, keeping our attention up beyond our Sahasrara, above our heads, and just see what we feel in the palms of our hands. Do we feel a cool breeze? So this cool breeze that we're feeling, hopefully you can feel it. Don't worry if you don't. But this power that we feel, these vibrations that we feel, this is the manifestation of vibrational awareness. What we feel is the Paramachaitanya. It's a word in Sanskrit. It's this all-pervading power that Shri Mataji referred to in the speech. She talked about connecting to the mains, connecting to that absolute power. So in Sahaja Yoga, that's really what we're doing, right? Where Kundalini is coming up, and when it pierces the Sahasrara, it merges with this all-pervading power, and we feel this power through vibrations. We can feel it in our hands. And what we can do, because we're now connected to this power, we can request something of this power. We can ask it for something. So if there's something that's bothering us, if there's something that we want to resolve, but it's too hard to resolve ourselves, we can request that this power aids us or just manages this for us. And what we do, we call this a bandhan as well. It's a technique that Sia introduced at the start of the program. So what we do is we write, so our left palm is open, and using our right index finger, we write whatever issue it is that we want to resolve on our palm, on the left palm of our hand. And after we do so, we just kind of draw a circle in the clockwise direction around what we've just written. And what we're doing is we're sort of offering that to this all-pervading power to resolve. So we can try it together just right now. For example, I think we all want to see peace in the world, especially in this situation that we're currently in. So we can do it together. We can all write peace in the world. And we can just give it a pen. So a circular motion, clockwise. And we just do that a few times until it feels cool or lighter. Sometimes it doesn't feel very cool, so you can keep doing it. Keep doing the bandhan until it feels cool. So you may start to feel some tingling in your hands, sometimes heat. Sometimes you can feel it churning, like it's really turning and you're turning it. In any case, just bandhan, give it the kind of motion, the circular motion clockwise until you feel it gets a bit lighter or cooler. And then you sort of just surrender it, you leave it. And you're kind of just handing it over to a greater power to resolve it. You can do the same thing for any personal problem you have. If you have a problem with any relationship or anything else, you have a big exam ahead of you and you're really nervous, you can give it a bandhan as well. So now we can all do something for ourselves, whatever is personal to us that we'd like to offer, we'd like to request to be resolved or to be aided in some way. We can do that ourselves. So just write it on your hand. And again, draw a circular motion clockwise around what you've just written. And that's it. And then just offer it up. So that's the simple bandhan technique that you can try using. And now we've come to the end. So let's raise our Kundalini as we did at the start. Our left hand is going to be in front of us at the base, corresponding to the base of the spine. Our right hand closer to the body, and our right hand is going to wind over and out around the left as the left hand rises. And then we're going to tie a knot on top of our head. We want to fix our Kundalini up there. Let's do it again. Left hand is rising, right is going over and out around the left. And the second time we tie 2 knots. And then we do it the third time for the third energy channel. And we tie 3 knots. And then let's do a bandhan. Left hand is open on our lap, right hand comes over to the left side, and let's draw a horseshoe shape over ourselves and back again. That's 1, and we do it 7 times. So we're drawing that arc of protection around ourselves. Okay, thank you. So,
Thank you. That was such a lovely meditation. I think everybody's feeling really chill until I start talking again. Sorry about that. Couple of announcements until we all meet in the breakout rooms and have a little bit of a question and answer. So if you have joined late to the session, it's never too late. We're in the second block and the second session of 21 days on day 22. The session will run until June 18th, and we meet twice a week, not every day anymore. We shall meet on a Wednesday, where there will be maybe a new topic, and on a Sunday, specifically more for workshop reasons, at 8 p.m. Central Time in Europe. Same Zoom link as before. Hope to see you all. Next session is this Sunday. We again do a foot soak meditation, so have a foot soak bowl, rinse water, towel ready for the next session as well. And we shall see a video and do a workshop. The topic will be overcoming our conditionings, which maybe those from session 1 know is related to the back of the head. Little clue there. Okay. So we can have a look at the next slide. Thank you. So keep an eye on the chat. What our lovely tech people put into the chat. We have a request for mentor. You can have a mentor, a person who is there in your own language if you prefer so, or English. Fill in the form. A person will be assigned to you who you can reach out to, ask questions, have your private little meditations or question and answer sessions. Also join our WhatsApp community. There is a link in the chat as well. And here is this website, a wonderful website that let me just briefly show you a little bit around. It contains a wonderful amount of information. We have all the recordings that you also find on YouTube, by the way. We have all the recordings listed. So if you scroll down here, you can see the sessions. We're currently in session 2, going deeper. You have all the resource material on there. You will find a link. So I think you have a little hiccup there. But we have the resources there, handouts for each and every session, the links to the YouTube channel is there. Have a look in the chat. The link will be there. Maybe let's just leave that part for now. Cruise around, see what you find, or join us definitely for next Sunday as well. So I would love to invite the panelists back if they're here for a little question and answer. And if you would like a Q&A, if you would like a breakout room, again, write to breakout room help and request a breakout room. You can request it in your language. We have a lot of people helping out here. And if you have a question for the panel here, for the Q&A, just write to me, to the MC, or yeah, let's see what happens. So here we are. Hello, Nicholas and Fadwa back. So nice. I've not yet presented with Fadwa before, but she has such a sweet and pleasant way of talking. So sweet and peaceful. I love it. Nicholas, obviously also, I'm just a little jealous you're in Cyprus, but yeah. Wonderful. What are you doing there? Tell me. Are you meditating? How is meditation in Cyprus?
Yeah, I'm painting.
You're painting?
Yeah, as my job, painting and getting inspiration from the land. Yeah, of course, yeah, meditating with lovely friends who are here. And yeah, enjoying the sun. Yeah, but as I said, I've heard that UK has now been sunny for a long time. So yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but it's a good thing.
You don't know what happened there because that's not usual. I lived there a long time, but it's a bit of a challenge, the weather, right? It cools you down nicely.
Yes.
So we have a couple of questions of people. One was, I'm having a hard time. So obviously we had this 2-week break, so they were left on their own. And one person says, I'm having a hard time establishing a routine for meditating daily. Do you have suggestions that might make it easier? Fadwa, would you like to take that first?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's not always that easy to start, but I think don't don't give yourself too much of a challenge. It doesn't have to be a long period. It's a short period. Remember, what we're doing is we're just getting that time for ourselves. So it's not a big ritual or anything like that. It's just a little bit of time with yourself. So what I just do is get up quite early. I get up, as early as possible. But anyway, if you feel like 6 o'clock is manageable, then get up at 6 before the house kind of wakes up and the world wakes up and it gets noisy and your brain gets busy with the pressures of the day. If you can just make it possible to get up that little bit earlier than usual and give yourself just that time to be with yourself. I don't know, that's how I do it. And even when I started, I remember it was really very simple. I just gave myself a little bit of time, even on the grass, even if I stopped somewhere in a park and I just, zoned out for a bit. And I thought, this is the time I'm going to meditate now. So take it easy at the start. Don't put yourself under too much pressure, but try to do it regularly. The main thing is to do it every day, 10 minutes. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, you can take that time out and do it then. And then in the evening, I mean, these programs are ideal, but if you can manage to just think, I'm going to just make it every evening, 7 o'clock is going to be my foot soak time. And you can work around that. But that little bit of discipline really helps at the start just to get yourself into the rhythm. And then when you enjoy it so much, it'll be very easy to slot it into your life, I think.
This is great because we have two very different people here. We have a mother of 3 you shared with me earlier, and you have a very full-on job as an architect. So, and then we have Nicholas, who is a painter, which is a completely different scenario, which is so Fadwa having to figure it out. Where do I fit this into my timetable? How does it feel for you, Nicholas? How would you establish your routine, and how does it help you with your painting?
Well, yeah, actually, for me, because my life is quite unstructured and I have to structure it independently of anyone else, I get to place the meditation. It's a bit more convenient for me. But yeah, like with everything else, structure is so important, and therefore I also fit it in those morning slots and the evening slot, which I think is a good template for anyone. So thinking about it in the morning and thinking about it in the evening. I think for me, the evening one is very easy because you can put soak in the evening after you get back from work, or in my case, not. And then you can Uh, uh, Before bed, a great way to do is if you want to sleep better, you can just have 5 minutes of just silent meditation. And that's something that, you're definitely going to add into your routine because you want to sleep better and you're just
Mm.
taking a bit of sleeping time and just getting into a thoughtless state for 5 minutes before you sleep. And trust me, you will sleep better. When it comes to the art, yeah, I do meditate before I paint. Um, I can even listen to a talk of Shri Mataji or some meditation music, something uplifting, something that brings you into a state of this bliss. But yeah, meditating beforehand, when you're painting, you're going to be reaping the benefits of that initial piece.
We have people here, probably also for the first time, who might be a little confused with what's going on, and there's movements and all sorts of things. So we are raising an energy in ourselves, which is called the Kundalini energy, and we're also cleansing these energy centers as we go along. And as a result, just like Nicholas said, he feels the peace, he feels things work out. How Fatwa says she wants to use this in 10 minutes in the morning to go thoughtless. Meditation is thoughtless awareness. Now, has there been a time in your life that you remember that these, what we call vibrations, these cool vibrations, have shown themselves in your day or have come up or have guided you or have improved a situation? Can you think of something where you were suddenly made aware of this Kundalini in you and the vibrations? Who wants to go first?
Sure, I've got something that comes to mind.
Go ahead.
Still on the art theme, why not? So it's in the Tate Modern in London, and I was looking through different paintings and things, displays, and not much was catching my attention, if I'm honest. And then I come across one painting, and uh, I just look at it, and it brings me into a thoughtless state. It just touches my heart in some way, and I feel the energy on the palms of my hands, and it was just very sudden and spontaneous. And I ended up looking at that painting for a long time. I am a painter, but I don't tend to, you know, spend a lot of time looking at paintings in galleries. I like to flick through a bit and just see what I like. But that one really touched me, and I felt it physically. And I think that's sort of something that you can take with you when you're thinking about the arts, whatever it may be. Um, Art done, visual, sound, whatever it may be, done by enlightened souls, people that with a kind heart, um, you're going to feel it. And if you become more sensitive, you'll feel it more strongly, and you become more attuned to what is, uh, you know, touching your heart and what's not.
So you're basically saying there are artists that had their energy awakened and that their vibrations are in the objects that they create. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. I think everything has a vibration, everything has an energy, and some can be low, some can be high. And of course, if you are having that positive attention as you do something, you're working with your hands as well. It's a lovely thing. Or if you're using your voice, yeah, you can really be sharing the sort of vibrations, and yeah, those objects will have their own vibration emitting off. You can test it for yourself. Something that's quite fun to do.
It's true. It's a little experiment, go around and see. And cool is clearly a good, cool is a good message, a good vibration. It's basically vibrations are manifested love, nothing else, right? So yeah, we can try that. And if we don't feel that today, don't fret because we will work on these energy centers that are connected also to our sensation. So even if you felt your heart open a little bit, you're on the right path and just stick with us and come back. Fadwa, did you have a scenario which you could remember?
Well, actually, there is another one with a painting. It was interesting. I passed by a charity shop, and this painting kind of took my attention once, and I thought, no, I'm not good. It's probably just a print. I'm not interested. But I kept passing by this shop, and it was in the window, and again, it was a similar feeling where it was just pulling me, and eventually, I ended up buying this painting, and it wasn't the print; it was a real painting, and I've got it hanging in my room. So that was one. Another example is when something has heavy vibration. So that happened to me when we were clearing out our house, and I thought I'm going to get rid of things that I don't really need. And books that I was really attached to when I was studying, intellectual books. I had one sort of modern philosopher, Gilles Deleuze and Felix Guattari or someone anyway, was really heavy. And I was thinking, oh my God, how did I read this? So it goes both ways. And I just remember that feeling like before I had my realization, how I didn't realize that I was putting so much kind of confusion. I felt it was so confusing, into my head because it was really heavy. But also, as soon as I opened it, I was like, whoa, it's quite complex stuff. And, didn't feel like it resolved itself, basically. But so I remember, situations like that, or generally with books, sometimes someone hands you a book and you really feel, whoa, that's really hot, that's really heavy. I don't even want to go there, but I'm sure there are many situations, they don't come to me at the moment, like other ones, but just those.
But this is a wonderful, I'm really glad you mentioned before realization, because before we get our realization, before this Kundalini rises, and we call it the self-realization, we have a tendency to judge things we see with our mind, maybe based on conditionings, which we touch on Sunday. Conditionings, that means I grew up thinking this, I grew up believing this. So that's how we categorize things. And once we have our self-realization, we receive this objective way of understanding and judging things with our hands and the vibrations. But also for me, it was for a long time more on the body, or just instinct. It's almost, you can call it instinct, a feeling. So the more we cleanse our chakras, the clearer we are to differentiate between really negative things that we should stay away from and good things for us. And I think that is one of the biggest, for me at least, one of the biggest things in Sahaja Yoga meditation, is to feel much more guided in my path of life with better instincts, clearer discrimination. We don't have tons of time left. I have to go to work soon. But maybe we have one question from the audience. We have a couple of people left here. Let me see. There's so far nothing come in. If nobody has any questions and is blissfully happy, then we can also wrap up the session, and you can still jump on to a breakout room at this point. And we wish you, thank you so much, Fadwa. Thank you so much, Nicholas, for joining. It was a true joy for me to start the day, for you to end the day, and to be connected across the ocean and feel the love. So that was really, really nice. And we shall all meet back on Sunday. So have a great day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.